Well, good morning, you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Sorry we ditched out on you guys yesterday. Didn't mean to.
No, it was a lot of back and forth yesterday.
Yeah.
To be in all honesty.
It did not go as planned. Not
No.
at all. Like, we had an original plan of yesterday to wake up and to get out on the back decking and to start working on that and get the other eave up. And today we were going to be doing the green zip boarding, and everything kind of got thrown out the window yesterday once we started actually getting up there and getting at work.
Yeah. The second, we got. Let's back up a little bit. We're gonna go down story lane.
I love story time. Let's get it.
So, like what Melanie said, right? We got up, we got ready, we were gonna hit it on that back deck.
1 second, keep the story time going. We're gonna keep this going, but look what I just realized. That's not plugged in.
Man.
It's okay. I bet the audio just got a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, real talk right there.
Yeah, real talk right there.
But anywho, so we got up there and we started getting everything together. We opened up the video. We started, doing all of the things, trying to explain what we're doing and everything else like that. And then we got into it to where I was starting to measure out, and I was starting to get all the measurements I needed and everything else like that. And then came the time to get up there, to get those last little measurements I needed and to cut off some stuff and do things up there and the rafters and everything. I just had a bad feeling.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm not doing it today. I do not like this feeling whatsoever. It's a feeling that I've had in the past and I didn't listen to it, and then I broke a bone or something bad happened.
You ever have that like
anything.
Premonition, intuition type situation where you're like walking somewhere and you're like, I should turn around. You don't know why, like nothing specific happened. You just get that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know why and what it is and everything else like that. And I'm not trying to get all religious on you guys or anything else like that. But, I definitely, anytime you hear that little small voice, you stop what you're doing and you listen to it. Because it's telling you something for a reason.
Yeah.
And I had that feeling. And instead of ignoring it and pushing on and trying to achieve what the day's goal was, I said, no.
Yeah.
I'm getting down. I'm not doing this. I do not like this feeling.
And Gary looked over at me and he's like, Mel, I just got the heebie-jeebie feeling, and we gotta rotate plans today. So that's what we did. I didn't question him. I was like, you feel that feeling? Then this is where we need to go, because you gotta listen.
I'm one that's not afraid of heights or anything else like that, and I will do some pretty sketchy stuff. But
he pushes the limit more times than not. Like a lot of times I'm like, what are you doing, Gary? Calm down, and he's like, I'm fine. So for him to have that kind of like, I definitely listened.
I stopped what I was doing, and we went skirt and went completely in a different direction.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, let me take a second here really quick too. Our very good friend Denise over at It's All Grady just took a really bad fall. Everybody go over to It's All Grady and show some love to Denise, because I know she's not feeling well, and they could use some extra love and support right now. Go check out their playlists and watch some of their videos. They did put a video out regarding the event. And I had actually just talked to Denise the day before yesterday. Well, I think it was Marcel now, but it was via text, and when the whole situation was going down. And anyway, and then I had taken a fall, at the beginning of the month. And so if Gary's telling me like, hey, I got the heebie-jeebies, we're listening to it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, everybody go and show some love over to Denise and Marcel at It's All Grady.
Yep. And it's unfortunate, It's one of those things that you can't ever really foresee, unfortunately.
And we're all doing some very dangerous work that we've never done before, and we can get it done. We're excited to keep moving forward on it. We keep pressing on day by day, but you got to listen to your body. That has nothing to do with Denise. Denise just, it
No.
was just a random
That was
accident.
a complete fluke accident.
Yeah.
You know, it's very unfortunate. You know, but they're in our prayers, and
Yes.
they're you know in our thoughts, and
Go send them some love today.
definitely go share them some love and support, you guys, because it's that's a scary situation that I don't wish upon anybody. You know,
Not at all.
and it's an eye opener to a lot of people out there, unfortunately. You know, but at the same time, it's yeah, it's a sucky situation either which way you try to spin it.
Yeah. Yep. So our whole plan went skeeting sideways because Gary got that feeling, and we decided, you know what, we've got other things that need to get handled and taken care of before we get a big rainstorm. We were going to try to get the decking area done before we get the rainstorm.
Yep.
But with him feeling that way and, you know, recent events within our community and stuff, we just were like, you know, we're going to slow down just a little bit.
Yep.
So we decided to kind of go in a different direction, which led us down to the bottom tier where our goats are.
Yep. And we are starting to move things around down there and get things rolling and going. I don't want to spill too many beans. I'm going to let her spill them.
I'll just, they know, like, so Gary went down the other day, right? Gary went to the store and he got the charge controller and like everything set up, and we did get the delivery for our electrical fencing, right?
Yep.
And so we were like, okay, well, we're not going to work on the house. We've been having to go down and deal with the goats several times each day on the leads, and we have all the pieces to the puzzle. So let's put the puzzle together then, and we can do that instead. So that's what we did yesterday. And boy, oh boy, Gary and my optimism, right? No, so let me just say, Gary and I are always super optimistic. Oh yeah, this ain't gonna take no time at all. Today by noon, we'll just, you know, be good to go. The goats will be all set up. They'll have the hole in the barn. The electric fence will be good. Nah, bro. Nah. That's not how it went at all. So
that fence was interesting. I'm not gonna lie. That was a lot longer than I anticipated.
Well, and
but I also bought the bigger one because I said, hey, I'd rather have bigger than not big enough, you know, so why not buy the biggest one that they got?
And it's wise thinking because, you know, like, it's easier, like, it's always better to have more.
Cost effective and everything else, right? And I was just looking at it, I was like, well, I mean, it's not that much more for the extra 86 feet. Why not?
Have a giant area down there. Like, down there where the horse trailer was, is very large. Like, just looking at it, it's probably 80 feet from where the barn is to the bottom edge.
I'm reconfiguring numbers and everything else and thinking about it because it was a 24-foot trailer back there and everything else. It's only like maybe a 50-foot spot in that area.
We did not pull measurements, and we're just looking, right? We're just eyeballing. We didn't pull a tape. Maybe we should have pulled a tape before.
Should have pulled a tape beforehand. But in total distance-wise, just coming this way and going back, that's 100 feet. And then going this way is 20 feet, which it still left us with, you know, another 16 feet that we had to figure out.
But we were always planning on putting some of it down in the forest area. Like, we were always planning on having that bottom tier being electric fenced out, with also some going down the hill and down into the forest area. It goes a lot more into the forest area than we were planning. And that whole situation caused more of a situation because this is our first time setting up an electrical fence. And, you know, you gotta, like, when you're setting it up, you got to make sure that the line where the electricity is going to be going, there's no like vines and there's no weeds, and it's a clear line, you know, from post to post. Well, us having to go deeper into the forested area meant there was a lot more clearing that we had to do, and we were kind of hoping the goats were going to do that for us, but no, now we got to do it. So Gary had to, you know, we string out this whole thing. It's a whole thing, man. We could tell them about the whole day. This is real talk. Let's talk about it.
So we're like, all right, let's post. We wanted to end at this point of the shed, or the, you know, the barn, right? And we wanted it to end over here at this part. And I was like, all right, let's start just walking them out and just set them down.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll get to the back end and we'll figure out how much we got left over. Well, we got to the back end after, laying it all out to it, and we've got a crap ton left.
We have
Like
so much left.
much more that we can't even get it into this area because it's so treed and wooded unless we have it going like really far this way and that way, and it's like what? Like,
and there's trees down there too, right? So there's like trees in the way, so we don't want to put it like too close to anything. Like, it was a whole ordeal. So
and the ground is not forgivable over there.
No.
It is like there's some parts that are really easy to put in those, but there's a lot of it to where it's just a lot of rock. And you're trying to go stick the sting into the ground, and it's like, it ain't going. I feel like I'm gonna break this stupid thing. Like, what the heck?
I don't want to break the pole.
I just bought it. Like, what the heck? It was a lot of back and forth and trying to get it figured out.
So much back and forth.
And then once we got that all figured out and done, then we had to finagle all the wires to set everything up for the actual charge controller.
Yeah, and so the setup that we have right now, we don't have it set up with like a battery and a solar charger. We actually have to plug it in via a super long extension cord from the house down there.
Right now.
For now. We are going to get the other stuff. We're still working with it, all right? We just need to get the pieces that we have together. But we had run a really long extension cord from the house down there when we were doing the Cornish chickens, and they were little itty bitty babies. We had to run a light down there. And so that's essentially how and where we're
I have an idea of what we're going to do for future use of it and setting it up wise. I just wanted to get it set up and get it to where we can use it right now.
We could always get away with not running a really long extension cord and put one of our battery banks down there. But here's the thing. All of those battery banks, you don't want them exposed to the weather. You don't want them to just get pounded by rain. It's not good for them. They could short. It could be bad. So
I'm going to
you know what I mean?
I do have an idea. Well, exactly. We're gonna have to build a little something
for
it, and make it to where it can actually have like an exhaust fan and actually pull some air through it.
Yeah, because you don't want it to get too hot either. No, it's a battery. So.
But you want it to be able to shut it off and make it to where it's not going to get super cold, right? So you have to build it very precariously in a sense for out there, because you're not going to be.
I'm not sure that was the right word.
Well, whatever. All right, it's going to be really weird in a sense, because like an ideal aspect, you would want like it to be in a spot where it's got AC.
Yeah.
Or because that's the biggest thing, is you want it to be in a temperature controlled area.
There's different things. We can go down that rabbit hole, I guess, when the time comes. For now, we got it plugged into the house.
Yes.
And so getting back to the story. So originally we thought, working on the house, that's not going to happen. We decided to go down there and work on that. That takes like hours longer than what we originally anticipated, because the sticks didn't want to go in. We bought way too much. Now we had to go down there and clear out some of the woods. Gary had to bring the lawnmower down. I had the big giant skizzers.
No,
and we had to clear all that. Finally got it all set up. Finally got it all wired up. And then, we were going to cut the holes and stuff inside, so that way we could let the goats be free to go in and out as they please. And yeah.
I looked at it and I was just like, you know what? It's already 6. Like,
it was later than 6.
Was it?
It was like 7:30.
It was like 7:30.
Because the sun was starting to go down.
Well, anyway.
It was later.
And I said, this is going to take a lot longer than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Because one, I don't want to just cut it and leave it that way. Because now we're going to have sharp metal exposed everywhere. And I don't want that. So we're going to have to go and address that today. We're going to cut those out and make it to where it is all boxed in and covered and in a good spot to where they can jump in and out of their barn and be able to enjoy the outside of their barn.
And we'll finish setting them up today too, with possibly not just the holes and stuff, but possibly with like their water and stuff. Not the big tank, but we'll set them up like a good watering spot and I don't know.
I do have
We'll see. Maybe we can do the big tank today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it just depends on how much time, how long the cutting the holes takes out. Oh, and I forgot too. During the whole thing, right? We had to move the horse trailer in order to get all that down, and so we're thinking about where are we going to put. This is all happening like to get the whole thing done. So
man.
We had to move the horse trailer, and moving the horse trailer wasn't so bad. Biggie only scared us once. The wheels were spinning, but Gary put it in 4-wheel, and off she went.
No.
And then we ended up...
I thought for sure that Biggie would have been all right in 2-wheel, but
yeah,
there's some pretty good crevasses and
it was all of
rock
that rock.
piles.
It was the rock pile. It
everything
was like,
else over there, and it was... Before I dug myself into a big hole, I said, all right, I got to stop now and pop it into 4-low, just say whatever and get it out. Because, yeah. Look, she crept right on out of there, though.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I love Biggie. I love Biggie.
We finally get the horse trailer out, and now we're like, well, where are we going to put it? What are we going to do with it? So now we have to figure out a spot for that. And, yeah, there's more to it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of back and forth, you know. And I know smalls and everything else I want to move around. And there's a lot of moving parts it's created, you know, moving the horse trailer.
Yeah.
And, of course, Smalls is dead. So...
Because Smalls has been sitting for a while.
Yeah. So it's been on a charger for the last day.
Yep.
And we'll see if... She should crank right up.
Hopefully today she will. But that
battery was dead.
we did. We were going to try to put the horse trailer where Smalls is, so that way it can just be there and we could use the back of it as storage again, like how we were down there. And then maybe move Smalls over to like our garage pad so Gary can like work on it as he pleases over there. And of course, you know, like Gary said, the battery's dead. And so now we're having to try to like bring a charger over there to charge that, and then bring Tiny over there to try to jump it. And
yeah, because Biggie's still hooked up to the trailer.
Yep. So like it was one of those days yesterday where it was like, man, we started the day off with some heebie-jeebies, and we just kept going forward and kept going forward and kept going forward. And I would say yesterday was a success, mostly because of our attitude we maintained and also the progress that was made. But it was definitely not at all what we had planned for when we woke up that morning. And it wasn't what we planned for when we got about halfway to the day.
Yep.
Or at the end of the day.
Yep.
But all in all, I'm happy with how it was.
Yeah. It was a good work day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did a lot. And today's going to be another great work day.
Yeah, it is. Today's going to be a really great day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We're going to go on and get after it. We got holes to cut in that building. And then we'll see what else we can get into today. There's a few things that are on our mind that we can handle before the rain comes. We still have lift. Maybe Gary will go and
yeah, of course.
Use lift on the road.
There's going to be more rain.
Yeah.
Ah!
We've got rain on the agenda this week, and it's going to come tonight, supposedly.
Yep. So we're gonna try to do what we can and just get a lot done. Just get it moving.
One day at a time. That's all any of us can do.
One day at a time.
That's it. And just take it as it comes. Appreciate it for what it is. Do what you can when you can, and stay positive.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to do that, friends.
Yes, 100%.
And we'll be back with another episode of Real Talk with SLR tomorrow. We hope that you guys can join us. So you guys know the drill. Until the next one, friends, we love y'all, and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.